Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Yes, we are early. We are early. There's a reason why we are early. And the reason is I'm trying to share this on the group as well. So let's see if this works. Hello, hello. It says one person is watching. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Let's see if I can share this here. See if it's working. See if it's working. Where is my chat? Okay, here's the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Who is around there? Anybody? They say we have 2 viewers. Make yourselves known so I know that somebody's watching, that somebody's there. Okay. I cannot share this on the group. Hi, Janet. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who else comes. Okay, cancel. I cannot share this on the event. So we're just going to go tell people at the event to come and be here. Thank you. My hat is a hat that I bought probably 2 years ago. And I used it on 2020 for obvious reasons. That year we really needed it, and now I went and I looked for it, and I got it from the closet. So here we are with the hat. Okay, go to the page for the live event. Let's see if more folks come by. I'm just trying to see if people are able to come and join from the event. Nope. Okay. Why, thank you, Facebook, for being so problematic. It's always fun when you are being problematic. Yeah, it's not working. All right. Well, it's 8 o'clock. Hi, Jacinta. How are you, my love? Yes, call Diana. Call Diana. Tell her she's late. No, she's not late. It's only 8 o'clock. I started a little bit earlier because I was trying to share it on the Facebook event, and it's just not working. So, hi, Kern and Annan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Proof that I'm not drinking any adult beverages is just a good old Diet Coke. Though pour me myself an adult beverage. Oh well, too late. Welcome, Kern and Anna, and welcome, Jacinta and Diana. I don't know where you are, Diana. You are late. Hi, Nancy. Welcome. Um, what should we do, Jacinta, for Diana, who is late? Oh my goodness. And Janet was the first one here at 7:57. So, for those who are new to this tradition, I've been doing this for like 4 years now. I know for sure we did it on 2020. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Shirley. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I know for sure we did it on 2020 because that's when I got the hat. And I don't know if you all remember, but I had another hat, and it was a person kicking, and they were kicking the 2020. There's Diana. Welcome, Diana. Um, so and then I went looking on my YouTube channel, and the furthest back I can find is 2019. But I'm quite positive that we did it on 2018. Anywho, here we are today. Welcome to everybody who is here already. And like I was saying, if you're very new to this, you need to know me because there's gonna be three questions. There are gonna be three trivia questions, and the first, the third place is gonna win a sample reading, your very own private sample reading. The second place is gonna win a piece of art, but that is not fair because the art will have to be here in Chicago. No, I think the second place is also gonna get a reading, but they're probably gonna get a like a longer reading. And the first place is gonna get a scholarship. What kind of scholarship, Laura? What are you talking about? Oh, I remember what it was. So third place is gonna be a sample reading. Second place is gonna be a tarot course. And the first place is gonna be a scholarship. But for the first place, it's gonna be a hard question. Don't think it's gonna be like an easy question. And we're also gonna be doing tarot reading. Oracle pulls. We're gonna pull oracle cards. So I have the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. We're going to be using that for tonight. And we also are going to be using the Aradia Gospel deck. So we're going to be doing all of that while we talk um, about the card of the year. So first of all, thank you for being here. It says here that there's 12 people watching. If you don't comment, I don't know who you are. And if you don't comment, I cannot say hi. So I invite you all to comment here. If you can share this, share it on your wall so other folks might join us and can partake in this wonderful event. And I think that's it. I think that's it. So, um, I've been reading tarot for 30 some years, and just recently I got a little bit deeper. Hi, Paulette, and hi, Jason. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just recently I got into numerology and tarot, which is kind of weird because it just happened recently. And you might think like, oh my gosh, she's into numerology from a long, long time. Nope, it's very recent. They kind of go hand in hand. But the same could be said about astrology. And I am completely ignorant on astrology, so don't ask me about astrology because I know nothing. Um, but doing the numerology with the tarot, I recently discovered that the major arcana cards, in numerology, you go from 1 to 9, And then number 10, it will be reduced to 1, and then 11 to 2, and 13 to 4, and so on and so forth. So the cards have a companion. So if you have the number 15, you will add 1 and 5, and that'll give you 6, right? And if you have the number 7, the companion card then will be the number 16, because 6 and 1 is 7. I feel like an idiot explaining that. Anyway, um, last year we had this card combo that was very cool. So last year, of course, 2022, it was 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2. That gives you 6. And so the one card was the card of the lovers, right? And what that implied for last year was making decisions, making important decisions, and kind of like finding your true voice, your true self, and expressing that to yourself and others. It's also a card of love. And I said it last year like a million times when we were doing this very event, that if you study with me and you say the card of the lovers is about finding your lover, please don't tell people that you study with me, because it's not about love. The card is about self-love. It's about being open to receive love, giving yourself infinite love, and having the capacity to then share love with others. Because we have that capacity to love, then we make good decisions in our all of our situationships, in all our relationships. So that's where the card of lovers was about last year. And then the companion card, of course, numbers to number 6, was number 15, which is the card of the devil, you know. Hi, Julie, welcome. So having the card of the devil, for some people, is the shadow of the lovers. And for some, in some of this coupling of cards, it kind of works like that, where this is about darkness and carnal love and lust and sexuality. For some people, the lovers is all about platonic love and romanticism, etc., etc. So we cannot see the light without darkness. We need shadow to make shapes, like literally in art. When we see the details of a piece of art, is because we perceive the shadow. Isn't it amazing? One may think like, oh, it's because we see the bright side. No, it's because we see the shadow. Shadow help us see depth. And in life, metaphorically as well, shadow make allow us to see deeply. So that was the card for 2022. And I really hope that all of us were able, to a certain extent, to really learn to love ourselves, and to learn to make the right decisions for ourselves. And that, as hard as things might have been the whole 2022, to know that that was the best thing that we could have done, and that now we're going to move forward. And of course, because tarot is a story, tarot is a book of self knowledge. And in that book of self knowledge, the major arcana cards are telling you a story, the journey of the hero. So when the hero is done knowing itself, him or herself, and making a decision, then they're ready to move forward. So, of course, may I present, dun, 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 drum rolls, the card of 2023. Ta-da! Is the card of the Chariot. And most is probably my favorite card. I cannot really say is my favorite card, because it's like asking a mom which of their 78 children is their favorite. But don't tell the other 77. I think this is like up there, top 10 for me. The chariot. Oh, that's a nice photo. Somebody take a photo, please. Hello. Um, the card of the chariot is a wonderful card, and it really signifies exactly that. It signifies we have learned enough about ourselves. We love ourselves enough that we can make good relationships. We can make good decisions. Pardon me. We can make good decisions enough to move forward into executing that decision. So the chariot is what takes us moving forward into the journey. Um, it tells us how everything that we worked on the past is now ready to be put into action and moving forward. Now, I was talking to an astrologer person not too long ago, and I was discussing with them, like, hey, this is going to be the card of the year for 2023. What do you think astrologically that is going to happen? And they were telling me that astrologically, they see the exact same thing. And that is a combination not of what happened in 2022, but of things that have been brewing since like 2016 for some weird stuff that is happening up there on the planets and celestial bodies and stuff that I do not understand. What I understand though is tarot. And I want to tell you a little bit about this guy. So I'm going to come a little closer so you can see the card. I think there you can see it. Now I'm going to try not to move too much. And let me grab I'm going to grab a pencil to point out at things. So first of all, we have the dreidel here and the two beasts, right? One is white, one is dark. And that is talking about fate, if you will. But fate in reality is kind of like non-existent in my opinion, that I don't believe that we are predestined to fulfill, you know, any one particular situation. But I think that rather we can make choices. And that when we call it fate is because we haven't integrated the knowledge and we keep making the wrong choice. So the beasts keep pulling us towards the other side. The beasts in this card represent um, our instinct, right? And in the tarot, the very first card has a little tiny dog, and it's talking about our instinct being small, kind of like unimportant to a certain extent. And as the cards go by and progress, the animals on the tarot they keep getting bigger, 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 and bigger. And in this case, the beasts are is not one, they're two, and they're super big, big enough to be able to pull the chariot and the person in the chariot. But they have that dichotomy of one going up and one going down, one left, one right, one dark, one luminous or light. And this is talking about choices. When we were talking about the lovers, we're talking about making the right choice. And the chariot is like, okay, now you made your choice, move towards it. In a regular tarot reading, when the card of the chariot comes up, I usually tell the person like, hey, you're definitely going to move from point A to point B. Is the only card or one of the only cards that you can take the meaning almost literally. So much so that when the chariot is reversed, I will suggest to the person to change their plans, leave a little bit later, uh, make sure that they check their car's condition, that is in very well traveling condition. And we have encountered people that they were going to take a trip or whatever, and the flight got delayed or canceled. Knock on wood, I never had anybody that got into an accident yet. I hope I never do. But that is how literal this card could be. Why, Laura, you may ask? Because it's actually talking about physical movement. It's talking about you made your decision, now go and execute it. So it's showing us that we're going to be moving in life and executing these decisions that we made. And literally, that we will have enough tools in our tool belt to deal with the things that will happen as we move forward in life. It will take me extremely too much time to explain all the tools, but if you're familiar with tarot and you look from the card 1 to the card 7, we have encountered the magician, the high priestess, the empress, the emperor, the hierophant, and the lovers. And all these cards are cards of formation and personality. So those are or celestial father or celestial mother, early father, early mother, consciousness of self, and free will. So that's what all those cards represent. Not in that order, but that's what they all represent. And when you come to the chariot, it has little meanings hidden on all the symbols that are encountered on the card. We have the crown of the empress, we have the staff of control of the emperor, we have the celestial um, top of the card emulating the high priestess. We have the presence of the divine and all the knowledge here on the dress of the person, again emulating the high priestess. There's the wings of the divine and the lovers, and within it, the representation also of the Hierophant, right? So when we go on a journey, we're never alone on that journey. We always have the wisdom that is passed down to us by first or very first primordial presences that teach us how to exist, but also all the wisdom and all the knowledge that we picked along the way, especially the one that we picked last year, which is self love, freedom of will, and the ability to make decisions and make the best decisions for ourselves. So fear not. You are very well prepared to move into this journey of 2023 with the chariot. It's also related to the sign of Cancer. I'm a Cancer, for those who don't know. Cancer Sun, Leo Moon, and Virgo Rising, whatever that means. That's me. Don't use it against me. Um, and we Cancer are very homely people. We love to be home. We love to be um, in our comfort zone. I mean, look at me. I am here in my office, and I'm with all of you. I am with all of you, but you're not here. We are not on anybody's, we are not on each other's personal space. Why am I telling you all this about Cancer? Because this card is related to Cancer and is related to think about the hermit crab and how the hermit crab carries their home with them. And then when it's time to outgrow the home, they leave that shell or whatever they have as a home, and then they find another one. So it's the moving from one place to another, but at the same time bringing your home with yourself. I don't know if I'm making sense. Please tell me I'm making sense. No matter where you go, who you are to the core will go with you. And whoever you are, if you're not comfortable with yourself, if you haven't gone through the lovers, if you haven't find that place where you love yourself fully, then chances are you're going to keep running trying to find a better home, and you're not going to be comfortable because you haven't really loved yourself fully and understand who you are. Ergo, a lot of people who are running from one place to another physically, trying to find peace, trying to find the perfect environment, the perfect work environment, the perfect lovers or whatever. And it's hard to find it because there is no peace inside. So again, think about that hermit crab, because who we are, for the good, the bad, the ugly, and the in between, the indifferent, everything that we are, we carry with ourselves. So you cannot run from your own shadow. And speaking of shadow, please hold on to your hat, because the shadow card of the Chariot is my second favorite card, but a lot of people are very afraid of it. For those who are familiar with tarot, you probably figured it out already. It's the Tower. So the shadow card for the Chariot is indeed the Tower. But with that, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a little tiny break. Hi, Helen. I didn't see you there, Helen Bergson. Thank you for coming and thank you for being here. So we're going to take a break. It's time to pull a oracle card. So whoever tells me first the name of one of my pets, whoever tells me first the name of one of my pets gets an oracle card. Dun, 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 dun. Whoever tells me first the name of one of my pets gets an oracle card. Oh, come on, you know that. Ah, Julie. Julie said it first. Uno. Julie Nels gets a card. So Julie, think about um think about a question. Think about a question. Think about something that has been weighing heavy. This is for Julie Nils. Julie was the first person who answered. So Julie, think about the message that you are seeking an answer for. May the divine give you the answer that you seek at this moment. So be it. Okay. Julie, you got the red crown crane. So this card is for Julie. I am of the belief that if you are here and you're hearing the message from the card is for you as well. But I have to say, I particularly picked this one for Julie. But I'm sure she wouldn't mind sharing with all of you about the message. So the red crown crane is your card. Look at that beautiful moon on the card. And it reads loyalty. This is a card of loyalty. So the time has come to re-examine your loyalties. Are you able to be trusted? Give your word if you give it. Take relationships slowly and make sure to build strong connections. What promises have you made and must keep? All right. So the red crown crane says this is all about loyalty. The time has come to re-examine your loyalties. Are you able to be trusted? Keep your word if you give it. Take relationships slowly and make sure to build strong connections. What promises have you made and must keep? All right. Second oracle card right now. Second oracle card right now. To the person who can tell me, am I a Cubs fan or am I a Sox fan? Am I a Cubs fan or am I a Sox fan? Sox! Diana, immediately she knew. For those who don't know, I live about 5 minutes from Sox Park. And, oh no, Ellen. Nope. I do not like the Cubs. Especially when they come to play here in Chicago and here in Sox Park. and they walk as if they own the streets. I've been pushed so many times by Cubs fans. It's ridiculous. It's like they cannot see me. As dark as I am, they cannot see me. Or maybe precisely because of that. We're not going to get into that. All right, so Diana, this card is for you. I'm sure Diana, I know Diana personally. I'm sure she wouldn't mind sharing with all of you. But Diana, you had the hyena. What? This is a scavenger animal. I mean, talk about not wasting time or resources. And like I say, I know Diana. I know she wouldn't mind sharing the card with everybody. But this is for you, Diana. And it says, examine your fears, especially the fear of difference, of the unknown, and of death. There may be an abandonment of something, a belief, a person, a place. Remember that because something is strange, it doesn't mean that it cannot be beautiful or good. We all have a job to do. We all have our own genius. Be sure you have the correct information to have a truthful understanding. So the card is the card of the hyena. Examine your fears, especially the fear of difference, of the unknown, and of death. There might be an abandonment of something, a belief, a person, a place. Remember that because something's strange, it doesn't mean that it cannot be beautiful or good. We all have a job to do. We all have our own genius. Be sure to have the correct information, to have a truthful understanding. I I respect your privacy so much, Diana. I will never say anything about you or your life. But when I was reading it, it gave me chills because, and she wrote on the comments, "All snaps, so right on." It is absolutely right on. You cannot make this stuff up, my friends. You just cannot make this stuff up. And that's why I like oracles. I mean, I love tarot, but I really like oracles because I'm just reading for the book. Like I don't have to work for it. You know, like with the tarot, I have to work and I have to give you like my take on it, my description, etc. And the oracles, I just read from the book, and it is so extremely good that they're so right on. They're so right on. So many people think I'm a Cubs fan. Like, no, never. I couldn't. I live 5 minutes from Sox Park. And even if I wasn't 5 minutes from Sox Park, I wouldn't. Nip. Um, so thank you, Diana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're gonna pull more oracle cards, so fear not. And here comes the question for the sample reading. Here comes the question for the sample reading. Um, Tell me my age, how old I am. If you guess or if you know how old I am, you get a sample reading, your own very private sample reading. You know, you know, and you know I look younger than I am. Yep, Janet, you got it. Janet Winston was not wasting time. She knew right away, 49. That is indeed truth. So Janet, you won your very own sample reading. We will check on details and set it up so that we can do our private session and you can get your free sample reading. I'm having so much fun, you guys. Thank you for being here. All right, so we were talking about 2023. 2 plus 2 plus 3 equals 7. 7 equals the chariot. And the chariot is saying, move forward. You got what it takes. You have the abilities, you have the wisdom, and you have the knowledge, and you also are prepared. because you have this huge um, tool belt by all the symbols that cover them. You have this huge tool belt with all these tools to move forward in life and be successful, you know. And of course, it's a card it also represents like success and, you know, changing homes, perhaps finding a new job, something that it implies physically moving from point A to point B. And then we talk about the companion card, right? The card that could be the one that brings the shadowy part of the situation. And that shadowy part of the situation is the card of the tower. I know everybody dreads the tower, everybody's very, very afraid of it, and it makes a lot of sense. It's not a pleasant card to have. There are three cards with black background on the tarot, on the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. The first being the devil. The second one is the tower that has a little bit of white on it. And the third one is the Nine of Swords. These are the cards that are more confrontational. They are the cards that really, you know, like cake and face. Um, and there is a reason for it. Um, the tower is asking us to move, to suddenly change radically something in our lives that is not serving us anymore. And it's human nature to be afraid of moving, of transforming, of going into crisis mode. And you're going to hear me say the word crisis a lot, but I'm using the word crisis as the pure meaning of crisis. Crisis means change. It's just we have so much fear for change that when we say crisis now, we have readapted and reassigned the word for something terrible happened and we're in crisis mode and now we have to change. But uh, remember, we were talking about the hermit crab earlier. None coincidentally, but very much in on point. The card of the tower reminds me a lot of that process of the hermit crab. And if you've never seen a hermit crab or how the hermit crab exists, there are on YouTube a whole bunch of videos. The hermit crabs go on, they form a queue, they form a line, and they start evacuating their houses. And when the big guy evacuates first and moves into a bigger shell, the next size guy does the same. And then the next size goes on the discarded home. It is fantastic. And that's why I love being a pagan, because nature teaches us all these wonderful things about existing in this planet. And when the hermit crab is large enough that he cannot live in the shell that he's been living for a while, he has the knowledge to say, I need a bigger home. I need to move. I need to find a bigger shell where I can move and do my thing and continue living. We are trained by this horrible society. We are trained to believe that the tower falls on top of us and that we're going to get crushed. First of all, the tower is like jump. We don't know what's underneath. There could be water. There could be the fire department with one of those inflatable things. There could be people with a sheet trying to get you. There could be the hand of the goddess right there, right, holding you, or God or the divine, whatever you call it. The point is staying inside a tower and staying inside a tower that is being destructed, staying inside a tower that is coming down is not what is good for you. So it's like the divine says, oh, you weren't planning on moving? Guess what? You are. So yeah, this installs fear in a lot of people. myself included. And the best thing that we can do when the tower is going to crumble is to, like, let me just jump and see what happens, you know. Um, but remember, you are prepared. You are prepared. So it's not like you're jumping into nothingness. Perhaps you have a parachute, you know, and then you're going to jump, but you have the means to land where you ought to land. And if you ever had a reading with me, what I'm going to say next is very familiar to you. We don't stay still waiting for the tower to fall on ourselves. The tower actually falls away from ourselves because we cannot be contained by such small um, vessel. You know, it's time to move forward, and it's time to move to something larger. What the tower does, literally, is destructing your defense mechanisms, so you can find new ones, because the ones you have don't work for you anymore. And yes, this could be divorces, this could be moving to another state, this could be losing your job, this could be losing your partner. Um, Unlike the card of death that people believe that signifies death, this actually could be more a signifier of death, though, disclaimer, it's very rare that we as tarot readers can see death. So, yeah. So, so this is the part that it might be familiar to you if you ever had a reading from me. You know Madonna, right? Everybody knows Madonna. We all know Madonna, whether you're 20 or 2 or 22 or 200. Uh, she has been inescapable for the last 5 decades. Holiday, Like a Virgin, Ray of Light, um, Sherry, I don't know. She's music, you know, the immense quantity of songs. And Madonna, in my opinion, has mastered the art of the tower. What the hell are you talking about, Laura? I think when the tower is pushed away from us, we have rubble. And from that rubble, we create a new tower. So, what are the bricks that you are going to keep? And this is the Madonna thing. Madonna came out in the 80s. Yes, I remember. We already established I'm 49. Um, so Madonna came out and she says, I sing, I dance, I'm controversial, and I tour. And then on top of that, she put the look with the velvet stuff and the lace stuff and the crazy hair in the 80s. And then she went away, broke her tower, came back as a pinup girl. If you remember Sherry and Jimmy and that era, like in 85, 87. And she kept the bricks. I sing, I dance, I'm controversial, and I tour, right? And then on top of that, she built this persona of like a pinup girl in the 90s, I think, because the 90s were trying to be the 60s. And then she went away, and then she came back, ray of light, right? Like a cowboy Madonna and whatever. And same thing, you know, sing, tour, dance, controversial, and then build on top of that. And I could continue talking about Madonna for another 3 hours, but we're not here for that. I utilize Madonna a lot as an example because A, she's an icon of our modern time, and B, she really embodies, in my opinion, what the tower is, which is keeping your core, keeping who you are at the core, and then building on top of that. And when that doesn't serve you anymore, when that is not serving your higher power, your higher self, your higher call, you're the one that destroy it. You're the one who break away from it. And then you build anew. Don't wait for the universe to say, here, let me lend you a hand and send this ray and fire, you know. Or if we see it coming, just be like, okay, let the pieces fall where they may, you know. Is it easy? Of course it's not easy. It could be sad. It could be sad because when we grow, when we no longer vibe, vibe, when we no longer vibe with certain things or certain people or certain situations, that tower moves us away from them. And that is when friendships, kind of like um, drift away. People drift away. That's why this card sometimes signifies separation, divorces, and otherwise, people drifting away from each other, because you're going to level up. You're going to go to the next level, and it's hard to take people with you to the next level. Um, and a lot of times, people that have friendships that have been for decades, is because they are in such good sync that they accompany each other through these changes. Case in point, you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not naming names. So, what about, okay, so what is the year? Is the year going to move us around? Is the year going to shake us around um, mercilessly? Are we going to have to go through more changes that are crisis mode? Not necessarily. We have already been told that we're ready to move, so we better move. And I say this with a grain of salt and with all my love, because if we don't move, if we resist the movement, chances are the universe says, let me give you a hand. And we don't want the universe to have to be the one that gives us a hand. We are perfectly capable of moving on our own. um, it's the same as with the last year with the card of the devil, right? Like, things could get dark. Um, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, either one of these cards is a good card to have, because they're both telling you it's time to move, it's time to evolve, it's time to put in place, to set in movement all the things that you worked on. Remember, the card that we have last year, it was a card of making decisions. So you made your decision. Now move forward into it. Suddenly, nobody's commenting anything, and I'm fearing that I scared you with the card of the tower. So we're gonna do some other oracle. Now I'm gonna read with the oracle of Aradia. Are you scared? Does anybody have a question or a comment? Give me questions and comments so I know that you're still there and that I didn't scare you away. Shirley Ann says, this is perfect for my life. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad this is resonating with you. Okay, next oracle card. No scared at all, she says. Good. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Things need to move sometimes, and just let them move. Okay, I'm gonna read the next oracle card. Ellen says, I'm moving a big move soon, so it makes sense. And then somebody says, works for me. Michelle, works for me. No scared. I'm loving it. Jacinta says, thank you all for your comments and your presence here. By the way, you are not obligated at all to donate. But if you have it on your heart, if you feel that you can buy me a coffee or whatever, my Venmo is pinned on the first comment. Or if you want to donate for Uno's vet bill, every time I see Uno, I tell him, you owe me $2,500. So if you feel it in your heart that you would like to compensate or donate or help me with something for today's services, I'll appreciate it. And here comes the question for that mini online tarot course. The mini online tarot course. This is a two-part question, and you have to answer completely perfect. What is the free service that I give on this page weekly and what it consists on? What is the free service that I do on this page weekly and what does it consist on? And sometimes I cannot do it, but most of the times I can do it. And you see me here quite often on this page going live. What is it called and what it consists on? Okay, Coffee Break by Laura. Michelle said that's one half of the answer. What's the other half? What does it consist on? You almost got it. You almost got it. It has a very specific name. It happens on very specific days. Blair, you have the one half right, but the other half you haven't put. What is the name of it? No, it's not Lunatic Mondays. I'm sorry. Oh, this is so much fun. You almost got it, Blair. You got it. Blair. Oh, Blair, you're the winner. Blair won that that question. So the service is called Coffee Break with Tara by Laura. I'm gonna take Coffee Break with Laura. I'm gonna take that as a winner. It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and she described it exactly. And you can go on the answers, and you're gonna see how Blair got it right. She says card of the week on Monday, Oracle on Wednesdays, and learning the card on Friday, and that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Blair. I love that you. I mean, anybody who would have won, I would have been happy, but I love that you paid attention and you have been following long enough to know that that is exactly what it is. So Blair, send me a private message with your email so I can email you the lessons. I think they are 6 or 7 videos, and you can go on your own pace and you can um, learn on your own pace about the cards and all of that. Thank you, Blair. Congratulations. Look, everybody's saying congratulations, Blair. My Blair. That's why I call her my Blair, because she's here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I call her my Blair. Thank you, Blair. She's excited. I am too. All right. I'm trying to keep this to an hour. I mean, if we go over, so be it. So I'm gonna pull a card, an oracle card, and this is gonna be an oracle card for all of us. I'm not gonna ask a one particular person to say one particular thing. I'm just gonna pull one card for all of us. All right. Let's see what comes. May the divine let us see what needs to be seen, and may all of us be served well by the messages of this oracle. Ooh, look at this beautiful card. It's called Ritual. She's so beautiful. She looks like Bridget. She looks like Bridget, which is very fitting for the time of the year. Or Lucina. Okay, the card is called Ritual. Resistance Ritual. So, rituals give our lives positive touchstones. Be grateful for what you have. Starting or ending the day with a simple ritual brings peace and inspiration. Rites of passage are important to our growth. Making successes and celebrating milestones give life meaning and joy. We join in flesh and heart in song, dancing our connection, whirling away our wrong. The way, the same way, repeated amongst our kind, passed down through blood, magic of all time. What a beautiful card and what a beautiful message. Rituals give our lives positive touchstones. Be grateful for what you have. Starting or ending the day with a simple ritual brings peace and inspiration. Rites of passage are important to our growth. Marking success and celebrating milestones give life meaning and joy. We join in flesh and heart and song, dancing our connection, whirling away our wrong. The way, the same way, repeated among our kind, passed down through blood, magic for all time. We are being called on doing some kind of ritual and some kind of magic. And talking about that, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen on 2023 for me, Laura Gonzalez. Um, I'm back again hosting in person new moon ceremonies. If you are in the north side, I'm going to be doing this at the Maliway Brothers. I think the details are still fuzzy. As a matter of fact, I have a meeting with them tomorrow to talk about what the cost is going to be and who can attend and when is it going to be. So I can tell you two things for sure. The one thing is that it's going to be on the new moon. It's not going to be on the full moon. It's going to be on the new moon. The Monday closest to the new moon is going to be on Monday nights, and it's going to be there at the Maliway Brothers on Morse Avenue. It's right off Morse Red Line. Um, so it's going to be one Monday a month. That's going to be in person. The plan is to be talking about a specific goddess every month and then to do a new moon goddess celebration. I am so excited about that. I am so excited to be partnering with the Maliway brothers. They are wonderful people. I know Blake for a long, long time. I know Wick just recently. And I have been doing in-person tarot readings at the Maliway brothers. And if you haven't been, I really invite you to come. And somebody was talking about the Lunatic Mondays earlier. Diana, he's actually Blake Malloway is coming to Lunatic Mondays on January 23. I am way far west Chicago and St. Charles. I don't know, Shirley Ann, I don't know how far it is. I know it's right off the red line. Like literally, you get off the red line Morse, and it's kitty corner from it. But I don't know how far it is from St. Charles. But you can Google Maliway Brothers, and then it'll give you the exact address, and then you can find out. And it's gonna be on the Monday night, probably 7:30 at night, so like 7 to 9 or something like that. Again, details are a little fuzzy still, but I will be announcing here all kinds of details. And the second thing that I want to tell you, I am so excited. I mean, I am beyond excited. And where is my notebook? Okay, so fantastic. I don't have my notebook. I am beyond excited. Maliway is I'm gonna put it on the chat. Maliway Brothers. The second thing that I'm super excited about, my friends, I'm gonna be teaching an online course on spellcrafting. It's gonna be a class per month. Uh, I'm keeping costs very, very low. Um, my friends and colleagues who love me said I should charge $30 for a class, $50 for a class. I can't do that. I can't do that because I want you all to take the class. So I'm going to be charging $25 for those classes. Take it or take it. I hope you do take it. And they're going to be once a month. They're going to be on a Sunday night. All details will be plastered all over my Facebook page. This is my base. Facebook is my base for work. So, what are these classes going to be about? Every month, we're going to do a different kind of spell. So, we're going to have throughout the years sun spells, moon spells, tarot spells, candle spells, etc., etc., etc. Details will come every month, and all you have to do is sign up for it through Calendly, through pardon me, Eventbrite. So there will be an Eventbrite link. You pay for it. It gives you the Zoom link, and then you show up to the class. And I think you might be interested because it's for all levels of witchcraft knowledge. If you're very new to witchcraft, you can come and learn. If you are an expert, if you are a seasoned witch, come and get a refresher. Come and learn something that you probably haven't learned before. And with that, here comes the scholarship prize. There is only one person that cannot participate in the scholarship this year, and that is because they won the scholarship last year. My dear Juliana Russell, I'm sorry you cannot participate in the scholarship, but everybody else can participate in the scholarship. And if you give me the exact answer, you win this scholarship the whole year. You will get free access to this spell course all 12 months, which is what uh 25 plus times 12. I cannot math. What is 25 times 12? Okay. That is a $300 prize, guys. That is a $300 prize. So, it's a three-part question. My dog was very sick recently. Unfortunately, he got diagnosed with three things. The three things that he has, one is permanent, the other one wasn't permanent, and the other one we're monitoring. If you tell me exactly all three things that my doggy had just recently, you win the $300 scholarship for 2023. Do 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 do. So let's see what do we have as an answer. Do 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 do. Um. Shirley says, "Good luck, everyone." I don't know. Remember, I was taking him to the vet. I was going back and forth. We have to take him to a specialist, and it was serious, and then it was not that serious, and then it was like, okay, no, he's gonna be okay. Blair says I'm stumped. Oh, I'm sorry. Three things he was diagnosed with this year, and I was telling everybody on their cousin. I even made a live video. And that's when I started asking people, like, if you can help us donate, blah, blah. You know. Oh my God. Is it too hard of a question? Come on, guys. You know this? I don't want to have to ask a different question. Juliana says, I only remember two. I know you will. Diana says, diagnosis being too cute. No, that was not it. And Juliana, don't tell anybody. Uh, But Juliana couldn't participate on this one anyway because she already won the scholarship last year. So, anybody? Okay, tell me at least two of the things that he was diagnosed. I'm gonna break it down a little bit. If you don't remember all three things, you can tell me two. Jules, you cannot say what because you cannot participate, and I don't want you to say to the other people. Nobody remembers. Come on, guys. Okay, I'll give you 6 months. I'll give you half. Actually, I'll give you half a price. Half a price on the scholarship. So you'll pay $12.50 for your class. If you tell me at least one thing that he was diagnosed with. I told everybody. uh, Close, but not exactly. Close, but not exactly. Somebody said breathe in. Close, but not exactly. I want the exact diagnosis. That's so funny that you don't remember. Okay, anybody? He was taking a lot of antibiotics, remember? That's it. That's the last clue. No, it was not a torn ACL. Pneumonia! Pneumonia! Who said it first? Diana. Diana. Diana, you won. All right. So, Diana, you get to ride a 50% scholarship on the spells course. Um, so the doggy was diagnosed with, and I told you all over the Facebook streets and all over the internet. Too bad you forgot. He was diagnosed with, um, okay, now I can't remember, collapsed trachea. He was diagnosed with heart murmur, and he was diagnosed with pneumonia. And the pneumonia, thank you, goddess, he's okay. The heart stuff needs to be monitored, and the collapsed trachea is genetic, and we cannot do anything. So, out of curiosity, Jules, which ones do you remember? So, Diana, on a private message, send me your email so I can add you to the classes. And yeah, trachea and heart. She remembered the trachea and the heart, but not the pneumonia. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Diana. And thank you, everybody, for participating. Excuse me, I'm burping because I'm drinking pop. Ay, Laura. Okay, so folks, remember, first of all, thank you for being here. I know we've gone over a little bit over the 1 hour match, the 1 hour time. Um, Remember that I'm gonna be doing these events at the Malaway Brothers. It's gonna be the Monday closest to the Monday closest to the new moon. The entrance price is still to be determined, but it's not gonna be more than 25. It could be between 20 and 25, and that is an in-person class/ritual that will happen once a month. The spell classes will happen once a month on a Sunday night. I know you know that I'm going to be plastering that all over my Facebook and Instagram, and follow this page, the Tarot by Laura page. If you're friends with me, you'll see it also on my personal page. If not, you can find me on Instagram as Magia Cerati, and you can follow me there. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, why? I'm gonna put my Instagram right there in the comments. And to everybody, Um, don't fear the tower. Take your leap of faith. Make those changes. But better on, move, get into your car, move forward into 2023. Um, there might be other events. Please keep your fingers crossed. I'm looking for a venue where I could hold events for the full moon. And if all goes according to plan, this venue will be on in Pilsen. And I'm trying to hold on to full moon services. And those will be probably on a sliding scale for people to attend. Um, you know, because different space, different demographic, different, everything. Um, I will continue seeing you here, obviously, with the coffee break. And yeah, don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Just ignore them. I seen it. I seen the little troll trolling over there. But I think they're gonna go. And if not, I will kick him. But don't feed the trolls. I'll see you Monday on learning tarot for the week. Wednesday on oracles. Friday learning the card of the day at noon on this channel, on this page. I will see you in person on all the little markets and stuff that I will be doing. I will be doing readings of Maliway Brothers as well as the new moon ceremonies and the online classes. And I'm gonna be announcing everything. Thank you all for being here. We have gone so much over the hour. I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 2023. May all your wishes and desires become true. May we all have good health. May we all have richness and abundance. May we all have love, starting with self love. And may we all be merry and happy in 2023. And until we meet again, never forget that you are loved. Bye bye, my friends.